I always am very interested to see how she evolves. But going straight into this first match here, we have Mikesaftig, which missed out on last week, going up against Wild Zappa, who is a really good Slayer player. Sorry, oh my gosh. This game is just like, you already see how quickly things are getting started right now.
That
really
is
clean
one
wall
bad
break
guy.
there.
That was destructive. Okay, in the time that we could talk about Mikesaftig, he had already completely dispensed of Wild Zappa. So that was pretty wild to say the least. But just this corner play, clearly so much pressure that Zappa does not know how to establish any rhythm in their own favor.
Yeah, no, oh sorry, I thought my microphone was muted for the first second. But yeah, no, this is really rough match for this Zappa here, because Mikesaftig is really good player. Just plays so predictably. Oh my gosh! But then plays in such a wild and unique way where it's like, oh, I can almost adapt to your playstyle on the fly and just run up and grab. That level of confidence to just do things like that, it's really scary when you have a player who plays that balls to the wall so quickly.
I mean, honestly, from this novice's perspective, it didn't even seem like Mikesaftig had to adapt. It just felt like they were marching to the beat of their own drum and then beating Wild Zappa's skull into a mushed putty. It was, honestly, dominant, to say the least. And you gotta imagine that Wild Zappa, after that beatdown, your confidence is taking a bit of a hit. You gotta try to figure out a way to get back in. What do you think that's gonna be?
Honestly, Slayer is a very high damage person. Once he gets in, he gets really good damage, but I mean, Soul Bad Guy plays exactly the same kind of. Once he gets in, he gets really big damage, as we've been seeing continuously, and even to a point now, Mikesaftig's playing very defensively, almost kind of anticipating multiple things from Wild Zappa here, and even spacing out those close slashes just to go ahead and get a counter hit. Now Wild Zappa kind of starting to push back a little bit, uses a Roman cancel, but oh man, getting knocked out of the air there. Like you said, Wild Zappa having to find something to do, find an opening, and Mikesaftig's intense play, but man, a BRC there to just link that immediate punish. Holy.
Great work, man. Offensively, defensively, that BRC, like you said, using that pressure up in the sky, having dodged that attack, and instantly comes down with their own heat. Just doesn't seem like Wild Zappa can really extend. You're seeing them try to go for these extensions. They had a Roman cancel of their own on the offensive side, but it didn't really net anything. You already had Demon waiting for that next hit to come. You can see they completely understand everything that Slayer is capable of and know just where to block at the right time. Big air-to-airs, they just continue the damage on.
Danger.
Ooh. So you're seeing the little danger pop-ups there. If the players are not engaging for too long of a period, they lose all of their meter, which is a punishment that's supposed to help with engaging or causing engagement, so you can't just do a lot of runaway. But oh man, a really great burst bait there.
It just almost seems like the bursts that Wild Zappa tries to use to save themselves are extensions for Mike instead. Everything is used as a tool against you. And when you're outmatched, like, we have to imagine that at this point, the fundamentals seem to be very clear that Mike is in a league of their own above Wild Zappa. But by no means are you out of the running just because someone has maybe a bit more experience than you, maybe has a bit more grind up beneath their belt. I think Wild Zappa just got to try to play their own game, but it's so difficult when they're both playing very aggressive characters that want to close that distance, but one is just more aggressive than the other.
Really, that is just the case of the game right now. I mean, a lot of the game was shipped with the idea of aggression being the like, oh, this is what you want to do. This is how we want the game to feel. Over-aggressive, you want to be pushing your opponent to their limits. But, you know, how does that feel defensively? And when both people are supposed to be feeling that over-aggressive playstyle, what does that mean for the other player who isn't the aggressor? You know, like, it just leads to so many kind of like scenarios where you end up feeling so dissatisfied with not really being able to have your turn to do your craziness while your opponent just seemingly gets the chance to continually do what they want.
These cross-ups from Mike are also crazy. Never seem to be punished whenever they try to use that aerial mobility to cross up Slayer, break their ankles, hamstring them, you might even say. trying to look for the PRC. Not going to find too much off it. Now could be Slayer's chance to get something on the board. Does not seem like it's going to be the case. That is not this kind of fairy tale.
No, drop the combo!
Still going to be able to finish it despite dropping it, and that's going to be a slash.
Yeah, no, it does seem like we're getting some background information. Wild Zappa was a Leo player up till very recently, really just picking up Slayer to play competitively, which very interesting to go and choose to use it up against Mikesaftig, a really good player who's very confident with his character. But even still, we're seeing Wild Zappa do very good with this character, building up so much risk meter there. But oh my gosh, a close slash that close so confidently? And then immediately trying to do so much.
It's still not going to find
so much pressure.
Look at
Mikesaftig not getting opened up. Oh, good grab.
Nice grab. Finds the second one too. Now there's a corner pressure. There's a chance for Slayer to find something. Gets the wall break. Is that going to be it? Sent to Kingdom Come. Wild Zap on the board.
I think this is the adaptation that you were saying Wild Zappa needed to have. Mikesaftig just getting absolutely demolished there. 2 whole grabs and then just a walk back into punch.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
I think he's getting his revenge.
Hey, I mean, the match ain't over till it's over. We see a quick pause there, but a YRC and very quick punish there from Mikesaftig, who just might get his revenge, as you said. Such a huge... Oh my gosh, I want to say such a huge comeback needed to be made there. But Mikesaftig using the versus Envy.
See how this one goes down. AtheistExorcist seems like a bit of an oxymoron. Seems like your jobs might be putting each other, or rather, at least, your job and your faith. Nonetheless, gotta have faith that they'll be able to take this one through. You see it immediately, a very different kind of pace and rhythm and a flow to this game. A lot more zoning involved, but now the pressure's starting to be brought on here by Envy.
Yes, and Envy getting a clean wall break there after getting the burst bait on Exorcist, which really crazy burst bait there, and to get it so early, but even still Envy having to spend so much burst themselves, which really rough, but understandable. Ooh, but a good overhead there. Oh, but the reversal super is actually gonna hit. No, not death yet, but really close to it.
Trying to find the sweep, unfortunately will not win the air-to-air battle as they will fall. But nonetheless, a great response to that pressure. AtheistExorcist, you thought that maybe they're out of it. Flash at the beginning and already starting to start off with some damage to their own 9-hit combo in the corner. It's not stopping.
Oh my gosh. What? So normally that would be a place where, you know, maybe Exorcist would be in a bit more of a good spot, but just taking the turn right back. Envy now forcing Exorcist to use the burst once more. Oh no, dropping the combo and immediately PRC, but Exorcist PRCing as well. Not wanting to get caught with the possibly follow-up of it.
Bursting on in, finds a cross-up, doesn't find the damage once they land.
Oh no.
Now could be Envy's time to paint the halls red man, but not quite going to be the case. Instead, AtheistExorcist starts to get back with a combo of their own. Cannot finish it, but against the wall, they got pressure. Nice.
Exorcist did not have Wild Assault there, which is a newer mechanic that they added in Season 3. But even still, just getting a really good kill there, and now having it be basically kind of match point here. Or not match point, but round point.
Applied. A lot of pressure on top of Atheist. Not really been able to find too much in terms of meaningful damage. Up against the wall, pinned against the locker, and slammed right through. Sliver of health left.
Flowing in with the advantage. Exorcist opting to go for a backdash, but unfortunately getting called out for it. Which, when you're caught in a spot like that, when you get the hard knockdown, you have to be really careful with what you choose to do. You know, being in that situation, a lot of your choices can be anticipated, and when your opponent's willing to chase after you whenever you try to just get out of their advantage, you can get gotted.
I don't know if you all saw that, but in the top right corner, big ups to Big Chungus for 560 wins. Don't know who that is, but whoever's on that friends list, you know, congrats. We really got to throw our props over to the Big Chungus over there. Nonetheless, throw your props over to Envy as well, being able to respond with like violence as Atheist tried to find a way back through. I'm liking the pace here. It was interesting when we started off. the beginning of game 1, round 1. There's a bit more space being given, and now I feel like we're starting to get the data, we're starting to get the reads, we're starting to understand and get in the brains of each of these players, and it's all aggression from here.
All aggression indeed. Exorcist not letting up with the onslaught of offense, getting so many counter hits on Envy, and now going for the wall break, not choosing to use super and, you know, breaking the wall instead. Possibly just caught in the rest of that special there. But now Exorcist using that meter to try to prevent a bit of a punish there from Envy. And there we go.
Wow.
Really close to a perfect, but just getting hit out a few times.
Great use of the vault attention to just use back-to-back RCs or to create that pressure rather than having to need supercharge moves. They recognize that maybe it's best to have the mobility, maybe it's best to have more options in pocket. Top to Spence with Envy. But it seems like it's back and forth, tit for tat, blow for blow. Whenever one player zigs, the other player begins to zag.
And Envy zagging indeed, going on the absolute offense, now in install even. And man, deflect shield, unfortunately not being useful there. So what you saw there, the little orange thing, that's deflect shield. We don't talk about deflect shield.
Okay, copy that. Don't talk either about how AtheistExorcist get pieced up once more. Has not even gotten their feet touch the ground. Here comes the overcharge. Will it find the home is the question. Once more the deflection shield. We're going to have to talk about it because it's the result of your own doom. Exorcist goes down once more.
So the flex shield is like a defensive option that they added alongside the offensive option of Wild Assault. And it's meant to be like a get off me like move of sorts. But it does seem that unfortunately deflect shield does not deflect the Bedman head, and rather it seems if you were to use deflect shield you get shield broken as opposed to just, well, actually I think you'd even get shield broken because of being in the install. So very interesting kind of just interaction there.
Unfortunately, that just goes to show that you really need to have done your homework. You need to understand these matchups and how they interact with your defensive outplays. But wow, a great way to respond back. Great way to start with your best foot forward. AtheistExorcist finds the wall break, but unfortunately they lose the pressure.
Yo, Envy coming up in chat saying, Saul Exorcist teabag, should I do it back? Hey man, earn it.
All about that moxie.
I ain't say nothing, but earn it though.
Ooh, earning quite a bit of damage so far. AtheistExorcist receives the wall break right back to home base. Still got full tension meter though. Can they use those PRCs properly? But a great block by Bedman keeps him safe and returns it right back to sender. And that might be all she wrote. It's finished.
Man! Standing back there, letting Exorcist backdash into their own doom. So rough.
Brutal. Damage continues though. It just feels like AtheistExorcist, they have these moments of glory, but they never can string it together, right? It's always, once you get a good string off, Envy comes back with something just as, if not more spectacular. And looking at the matchup here, if it's not about reflection shields, what is the way that AtheistExorcist can get some consistent wins up against the Bedman?
Honestly, it might just be a little bit of patience here, but unfortunately, patience is something that Envy's very quick to take advantage of. No, the flex shield not working out.
The teabag!
You want to do it again? Oh my gosh.
They don't need to.
Not do it again. Envy did not. Choosing to go for the overhead and letting Exorcist anticipate a fourth grab. That is just the insanity. Like you said, we had to look up for the...
Who ends up strutting their stuff more. What is nice about Millia is, like, sure, you're going to have a hard time trying to find your way, and you can tell already, utilizing all those evasive options to really try to test your luck style of play, and then start to hit him with the tricks. Goes for that delayed removal of that hair ring, but not going to be able to find too much extra damage off it, and a great burst to ensure that your get off me option works.
And we're seeing Little Hot Dog just evading that command grab there from TestYourLuck and now getting the wall. Like I was saying, staying out of the grasp, not wanting to get caught there, but they're getting hit too and just having such a huge punish for it.
Okay. Want to find the blocks. Nice. Understands the combos. Ooh, drops it though the wrong moment. Unfortunately, not going to be paid back kindly for that. Enters Blood Drive state. just so you can get a face of your killer revealed. Brilliant work there by TestYourLuck. Manages to utilize their entering of the blood drive state to their advantage to keep Millia in hit stun and finish the job.
Whose stage song is this?
No clue.
I'm gonna need whoever stage song this is to come forth in the chat. This is atrocious. Anyways, though, we're seeing not atrocious gameplay here from Little Hotdog, who despite getting opened up there from TestYourLuck, is still playing so confident here, and those amazing combos there into the disc to secure the round.
Up against the wall. The batter right through it. Millia not gotten a single hit, but finally will answer back. Finds a poke, close the distance too. With the left thrusts, but not going to be enough. And Millia having to quickly find answers back because Nagoriyuki is only at about 3/4. It's going to be a finished job there. TestYourLuck proving they once again are not just blessed by RNG, they've also got the abilities.
That was a lot of unique interactions there. I mean, we saw the flex shield for a split second there. Did push back TestYourLuck, but then TestYourLuck flying right back in, which I don't know why there's that rubber banding when it comes to the flex shield, where some moves that move forward, when they get blocked by the flex shield, just infinitely shoot you way quicker back right in front of your opponent, which almost sets you up in a way better spot for more pressure. So it makes it feel like the flex shield doesn't really deflect.
Love the fact that TestYourLuck recognizing exactly what Little Hotdog started with before, which was jumping up and away with the cross-ups. Instantly just anti-airs that, and now just unrelenting force. Gets the command grab too, finds the perfect. What a statement of their superiority. TestYourLuck starting off with the gas pedal all the way down.
Really good counter hit there. TestYourLuck now pressing the offensive in the corner. Gets the corner there, not having enough meter to do the super. Oh, my gosh. Ugh. Using it instead to try to catch in the air there, but getting the command grab instead. Very quick round.
This just is blinding speed. Very canonical of any vampire. Makes sense. But nonetheless, will we see the twilight of Little Hotdog's career in these pools is the question. Gotta hope that some answer is able to be found, because they're just really struggling in what they actually had a great look for in that first round and first game. Those anti-air combos just instantly kind of snuffed out any chance that Hotdog had to really play their own game. But now, having those rings set up, let's see if he can get anything done. Great counter, though, instantly forces them back and begins some damage of their own.
Ooh, and now flying in there. On the corner here, Little Hotdog having to do so much to try to keep TestYourLuck from keeping it with the quarter. But man, the moment that they hit the ground, getting command grab, putting TestYourLuck in such a good spot. Oh, but now TestYourLuck trying to backdash away, but gets grabbed. I would say not respecting disc, but instead getting grabbed. But now this time not respecting disc and getting mixed up. Not respecting disc again.
They're putting on so much pressure. They're mixing up their approach. Do I go for the grab? Do I go for the attack? You don't know what's going on. TestYourLuck completely befuddled as to what to do.
Oh, but what to do indeed found so quickly. Getting the command grab, but oh no, the YRC attempt getting caught up by the DP.
Okay, that will end up going down the way of Nagoriyuki, but that was close. That was awfully close. He's got to repeat what we were seeing before, which was great pressure establishing those discs. I do got to imagine TestYourLuck probably on the lookout a bit more for them. Let's see if they can do any better in response this time around. No! Another wall break, another great combo.
Ooh, we saw a Little Hotdog try to do a little bit of parlay right there. Oh, but good air grab. Oh my gosh, and a huge punish here. Little Hotdog being able to get hopefully a chance at a point on the board here. But TestYourLuck definitely close to on match point.
Took advantage of that blood drive at just the worst time for TestYourLuck to have activated a massive punish window, obviously, if you're not able to find the actual hitbox. Little Hotdog not going to show any mercy, not going to let that go unpunished. PRC used, but their damage found. Burst in response keeps Millia in the corner.
Now we're seeing TestYourLuck kind of trying to play very pokey here, But Little Hot Dog recognizing this and
Nice.
is now taking massive advantage. We're seeing possibly the tables being turned here. Oh my gosh, a good counter hit! Oh no!
PRC! PRC is the counter. And now it's all about who finds the next poke. It's going to be
Yes.
Little Hot Dog gets the slash.
Little Hot Dog now making it a 2-1. It's not over yet.
Can they replicate that is the question. What do we think we saw that was different this time around from Hot Dog to ensure they actually came up with the victory?
I mean, I almost want to say Test Your Luck started trying to play very, I wouldn't say safe, but almost arrogantly. Like, it was a lot of waiting and trying to get a lot of counter pokes there, anticipating what Little Hot Dog was going to do, which you want to engage those types of mind games against your opponent. You want them to make them think that you're able to counter press all of their approach attempts, all of their movements. You want to anticipate everything. But Little Hot Dogs took a second to just not do anything and realized that's how Test Your Luck is playing, and is playing around that. But now Test Your Luck realizing that exact type of like, oh, I'm just going to wait for you to go ahead and try to do whack whatevers, is just choosing to go and turn up the dial. Now pedal to the metal, but now Little Hot Dog choosing to try to do the same back.
Yeah, in that first game, you saw multiple BRCs canceled into those command grabs, flowing from pressure into grab was such a great way for Millia to get that damage off, and now we're seeing Test Your Luck kind of take a leaf out of Little Hot Dog's book and then rip it out alongside their soul. What a great Potemkin up against the Colonel himself. Beautiful. Goldlewis Dickinson stepping up. Machine Love up against Conquest. Stands at attention, Worm.
Yeah, RedIAmNot and Gojira Joose? Yeah? Joose?
He's got some juice. It's loose.
Joose.
Look at that corner pressure. Goldlewis.
Oh my gosh,
Going on
RedIAmNot
well.
showing off the absolute power of Goldlewis.
Goldlewis Dickinson. I'm sorry. I'm new to the game and it's showing, but that name's just too freaking funny, man. And the gameplay, there's nothing funny about how efficient they are on this character, clearly. RedIAmNot, but Red you will be once I bloody you up a bit more.
Yeah, no, Goldlewis is quite the just heavy damage character, but so is Potemkin. Though Potemkin, despite seeing some very recent fun patches, so has Goldlewis, and man, we're seeing so much damage here. Not having the meter to necessarily do the 200% version, but even still so much damage nonetheless. You're having to burst off their Conquest. Oh my gosh, getting the, oh no.
Tragic.
They all forget.
They always do.
They all forget.
You got the
They all
projectile.
forget.
This thing ain't just for beating you bloody up close and personal. It can also shoot you from long range. A duel at 10 paces, if you will. RedIAmNot.
That is the most unfortunate realization of most people I see start to try to deal with Goldlewis if they are struggling, because it's like, oh, all right, I see that he is up close in my face and I don't want him there. I'm gonna go ahead and try to approach from a safe distance. Oh, that's a gun. And
There
then
is
you're
no
getting
safe
shot.
distance. Yeah, that is unfortunately a situation you don't want to deal with. But hey, why not bring a gun of my own then? It seems that gun control laws no longer in play here. We're getting some firearms. We're getting far away. Not longer up close and personal. Does Goldlewis Dickinson says something different. Can Elphelt Valentine be the difference maker?
Ooh. Elphelt's a good character switch, but I mean, RedIAmNot's very crazy with the pressure here. But Gojira does get out of the corner, and now we're seeing the approach to the opposite side of the screen. But we're seeing the Behemoth Typhoons come out, trying to, keep a little bit of the turn here. And RedIAmNot swooping up and taking the round.
Oh man, a bit of buyer's remorse already, Elphelt. Even if you feel a bit more safe having projectiles in your own right, by no means does it mean you win the matchup. But hold on, starting some good combo game, find some cross-ups. As well as the counter, keeping Goldlewis Dixon Off of their feet. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. The bigger they are, the harder they break right through that wall, too.
The bigger and harder and what are you playing Joose again?
Near perfect so far. Can we finish the job? It is going to be a YRC.
Ooh, deflect shield
but
working.
Not going to be enough just yet. Send the drone, and it will find
No!
it. Can RedIAmNot get the ultimate comeback?
Gojira almost losing it all thanks to the drone there. Now RedIAmNot barely holding on to anything.
Nice.
And Gojira just using the projectiles. I mean, it's what you can do.
It's why it's the character. Elphelt Valentine getting a bit more mileage there, but unfortunately, the mileage on that health bar looking awfully rough as they already dropped down to only a quarter.
Yeah, no, Gojira is starting to see the deflect shield is working very great here, but RedIAmNot just still having so much pressure, so much range with Behemoth Typhoon, and being able to close out these combos so continuously and so confidently. And man, I mean, that's just kind of this player.
2-0 there for RedIAmNot. I mean, do you bring another character in? If you're Gojira, do you try to march to the beat of a different drum? Do you decide that, no, the character's not the issue, it's the execution? Do you think they look stronger on the Elphelt, or is it the Potemkin that's going to be returning?
It does seem like we're going to be seeing the Potemkin again, which, I mean, big body versus big body is certainly a good matchup, but it is a matter of getting in, which RedIAmNot wants to do. And, I mean, that's scary when a character's main game plan is to get in your face like that. And especially RedIAmNot having so much range, it's going to be even harder to set up grabs.
I mean, setting it up with his drone, just so much pressure being brought through it. Keeps him up against the wall for one more super charge. It's going to be just all of that damage applied without nary a scratch on Dickinson's face.
Think my strategy.
Done.
Duel 2.
Man, RedIAmNot just on the absolute prowl now. Ooh, but good knockdown there for Gojira, and a good grab too. Now finally starting to get a little bit of pressure going, but unfortunately whipping the grab. RedIAmNot now trying to approach from the air there, but does get hit by the new move. Now Gojira in the corner for the first time, but no, the flex shield trying to keep it. No! No! What?
Okay. Well, trades.
Didn't get stuck all the way in. Yeah.
Still corner pressure being applied.
That's a good interaction. That's a fair interaction.
Oh no,
now
they
RedIAmNot taking full advantage of it. Oh my gosh.
Done.
Breaking the wall.
Dang.
Mr. President, hello.
RedIAmNot is clearly another one of those force spearmen. I'm very quickly and clearly understanding the landscape here at Breakout, and RedIAmNot, because I've got myself warmed up on this Millia. I know how to play against it. I know at the very least how to play against one style of it. Gotta hope that Envy is able to maybe try to find some pressure with those rings, just like we saw prior, and also maybe have some more tricks in the bag, because clearly there wasn't enough bot before to put TestYourLuck down.
Yeah, no, definitely a very crazy match. Also, I did see your message, you know, you can go get some water if you'd like. But man, TestYourLuck going up against Millia is a very crazy match indeed. Already using the RC meter to go ahead and try to break the wall there. Not necessarily getting it, but unfortunately, Envy thinking, oh, I'm free then, gets gotted. Which, I mean, that's kind of that flips the brick sometimes. But now setting up the disc, seeing a little bit of respect there from Envy, and now being able to go ahead and absolutely break it down. TestYourLuck starting to get a little overwhelmed here, which is the best thing that Millia does. Now we are going to see the super here, so that's going to be some really great advantage for Envy.
Wow. Blood drive down low. TestYourLuck, low on health too. Millia, in this case, showing exactly what this character is capable of. Using those hair wings and taking it to the sky. A perfect from Envy. TestYourLuck might need a bit of that luck now.
Yeah, no, definitely some really crazy play from Envy here, but TestYourLuck getting a crazy anti-air. Does break the wall off of it, which, I mean, very crazy round start. Already so much health off the health bar. Envy not discouraged and even getting a nice anti-air themselves. But no, TestYourLuck getting a really good slash there. Oh my gosh, just continuously catching Envy out of the air. Such a rough, oh my gosh, no, this is gonna be so much damage, might even be death.
Finds the super, finds the slash through the wall. Test your luck, just waiting for that download, that high-speed gigabit internet to come through and says, all right, I understand now. And just begins to wallop Envy back into place.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I mean, you can do so much to kind of try to switch up, you know, and mix up, but at the end of the day, you're reminded, oh yeah, Millia. You know, how many combos can Millia take? How many times does Test Your Luck need to test his luck? This is not the first time I've said this before, but you know, like how many times does he need to test his luck and get one good interaction out of the like 3 or 4 bad ones before Envy's dead? It's like, yeah. It doesn't take a lot.
Oh
like
my
even here
God.
we're seeing so quickly. The match barely even started.
I blinked and her health bar was already at a quarter. That is disgusting work. And what you said, you have less wiggle room. And as we get further in the bracket, these players oftentimes are going to need less wiggle room to, one, kill you, but also, in order to have that level of skill with a character like this, you gotta imagine that Envy's recognizing that weakness, but they're not able to actually put it in any effect. The moment that Test Your Luck understands what Envy likes to do, the same pressure game that we saw them respond to before, they seem to find an amazing countermeasure and just very quickly obliterate Envy's soul and any confidence they might have had after that first round.
Yeah, no, Envy really wanted to stick with the Millia here and just hopping right off and back onto the cabinet. Actually switching characters over to Abba, not a bad choice going into Nagoriyuki. You know, Abba being a character who has 2 different stances, one being a more kind of like shorter range pokey stance, and one that is very good offense, and just, you know, once Envy does get into it, it can be really cool. And now we see being put into jealous mode. Oh man.
Young and sweet, but not
Test Your Luck was holding back.
Okay, Test Your Luck in the corner. And they find the damage though necessary. Goes for the low sweep, finds the anti-air. Seems like Test Your Luck is always waiting with these pressuring lows for someone to try to jump and instantly has the reaction.
Ooh. Envy trying to go for any option there, and Test Your Luck just choosing to take the gamble at a huge sweeping low and gets it. But now Test Your Luck getting opened up, giving a chance for Envy to go back into Jealous Rage mode, but unfortunately not having that Jealousy Rage do much of anything as Test Your Luck breaks the wall. Oh, immediately going for the super, does catch the backdash.
Okay, backhand, finds the RC. First, though, going to see him out of that sticky situation. Going to be the PRC as well. The command grab resets that blood drive too, so Test Your Luck's got plenty of room.
Yeah, Envy is sitting on a lot of key meter, but unfortunately does not get the chance. Very crazy player who is a very prominent member of the Breakout brackets, and normally plays Kai. But we've been seeing a lot of Unika from a lot of players of the brackets recently, and Kensei now trying to make Unika probably a mainstay for most of these runs. But RedIAmNot, you know, we were saying before, very confident Goldlewis, and can play into so many of these characters uniquely, especially like Unika, which despite having a lot of tools to her kit, you know, how much can you deal with the damage or Behemoth Typhoon? We're seeing Kensei already running so far back away from just the drone alone, realizing that getting hit by that, even if it's just blocking it, you get yourself put into such a bad situation offensively.
So yeah, we saw 2 different responses, right? Unika first tries to go for the double air projectile to linger in the sky a bit longer and then land once the drone danger safely passes. And that actually worked the first time. RedIAmNot did fall for it, got hit by the projectile, and Kensei was safe. Second time, you see that instant adaptation for RedIAmNot. They rush forward, make sure they're out of range of the projectiles, forces Kensei to take a whole lot more damage. It's again all about evolving, adapting. That is what Darwin spoke about, and if you don't, you're going to be left behind and extinct.
Ooh, and now we're seeing a really huge combo here from RedIAmNot, choosing to put Kensei into the corner, and Kensei, worst nightmare scenario, getting caught between the drone and an air-to-air. So unfortunate.
Dunsky. How are you supposed to evade that drone reliably in that case? Because it just seems like no matter what, it's instant advantage. If you're able to, of course, back away far enough that it's just going to expire, it's all well and good. But RedIAmNot's always using it in such a great scramble situation that Kensei has to confront it.
Yeah, no, Kensei's definitely got to face a little bit of some fears here and try to overwhelm RedIAmNot offensively, or, you know, or risk getting put into the shredder themselves.
Good air-to-air. Finds some combos, forces the burst. I am seeing that RedIAmNot definitely a ton more pressure being applied. Just goes to show the caliber of player that Kensei is as well, as we saw the destructive performance that this Goldlewis was able to do before. Good play from the counter, stands their ground, goes for the upper, or takes some good elbows to the face.
Ooh,
Going to be up against the wall, and it's going to be one more break for Red.
Yeah, RedIAmNot using the Behemoth Typhoons, and I mean, even though this game has scaling, every single bit of damage really does count.
Back in the corner.
Oh my gosh, instead of the laser.
Beautiful.
No, Kensei getting opened up with the overhead there, giving RedIAmNot the full damage of the laser to obliterate there.
Just great pressure by Red, whether it's with the drone or with that laser. They know exactly how to find these setup scenarios. It's very crafty, their play. And Kensei's not finding a response. Now that you're seeing him kind of panicking a little bit, starting to scramble. Perfect on the line here for Red.
Oh my gosh. Using the PRC to link another Behemoth Typhoon is some wild work. It just goes to show that RedIAmNot has at least labbed these types of scenarios to literally know that he can squeeze a little bit more damage out of that combo if he chooses to do such. And Behemoth Typhoon being such a high damaging move, you know, why would you not do it? But there's Kensei now switching over to the Kai Keys.
Okay. Top picked character for a reason. Let's find out why. What can they do up against this big, burly, beefy man to finally put him in his place?
So Kai Keys, much like how Unika is like a very well-rounded character. That if you have a lot of Guilty Gear fundamentals, you can play him pretty comfortably, and we're seeing a good DP there to keep RedIAmNot from continuing to press the offensive. Now getting a setup with the, oh my gosh!
Puts themselves in the corner. Nearly could be their own end, but I love the projectile play we're seeing here. Instantly going to give Kensei a bit of an advantage to try to match the pressure we saw from those drones. As the shield out, going to go to block sort of that damage. Gets the RZ, but it's not going to be enough to burst the response.
Oh my gosh, Kensei now getting so much good pressure here. We're seeing a little bit of respect from RedIAmNot not wanting to really get caught up by Kensei here. Which now we're seeing Kensei getting that turn, which is showing exactly why RedIAmNot did not want to get caught by anything. And this is the advantage that RedIAmNot now has to respect. But unfortunately, a YRC not doing enough to keep Kensei from getting the far slash.
Okay, we're starting to see some of that pressure mount. RedIAmNot got to try to find a way to punish this Kai, who just has so many quick options to interrupt Goldlewis. Now it's air-to-airs as well. No matter where RedIAmNot tries to go, they're never really allowed to get these startups off. But now this is the tried and true, the bread and butter up against the wall, that's supercharged. Gonna find a lot of damage and nearly equal to blanket.
Yeah, no, RedIAmNot is definitely starting to lock it down a lot here. Getting the double Behemoth Typhoons in the air. Now having to get the burst out of Kensei. And it does work out so well, but unfortunately not connecting with the aerial attack there. Really scary, but gets a double Behemoth Typhoon. Oh my gosh, RedIAmNot now a match point.
Scary stuff, because in fact we just feel like this Kai just started to really cook. Does get though. Okay, puts in the corner. Use the projectile up close. That takes a long time. Very telegraphed. RedIAmNot is not going to flinch, and now is responding with a ton of damage.
Kensei not being able to burst any of that is some wild work. RedIAmNot getting so much good damage there, but now Kensei getting a little bit of a pushback here, not having any meter to really get an advantage like last time. Even still, RedIAmNot trying to close the gap continuously. A little clash from Kensei and the Typhoon.
Okay.
Now Kensei going and opting for the Dragon install.
Almost like this. Could be amazing. Great yellow RC. Not going to be enough, though. The burst keeps him in the corner. That gun is certainly a factor to keep in mind. A lot of good chip.
Oh my gosh! Wow! No!
TSA not doing their job. You got to watch out. Next game coming up here for Little Hot Dog. Stepping up against our friend Mikesaftig. Let's see how it goes with this build.
Alright, I'll be Mikesaftig. It's DemonSaftig.
Oh, my bad. We need that AtheistExorcist. Get him in here quick.
Oh, it is Mikesaftig. Oh my gosh.
Nah, it's the demon. You let them win. They conquered the soul.
Yeah, I know. The demon. Yeah, you gotta exercise this demon, Little Hot Dog. And Little Hot Dog doing so well right now, exercising his DemonSaftig. And a really good grab there. Saftig trying to just anticipate so much here, but unfortunately not really getting a whole lot of it. But now we're seeing the absolute power of Ramlethal. A very random pick. I was not expecting this type of pick from Mikesaftig.
Well, maybe we won't be seeing it for much longer if they take one more loss. Soul bad guy no longer on the field. But Ramlethal started off really strong, began to peter out. Now the display comes in, and this is where Little Hot Dog gets all of their damage.
Yeah, no, Little Hot Dog is definitely playing this match very confidently, which I almost want to say that Mikesaftig might be picking Ramlethal in the chance of trying to be a counter pick, because, you know, Millia, being the character she is, does have some weaker matchups to play into, but it does require you to know how to play the character to be able to actually have that matchup play in your favor. But despite it, Mike choosing to stick with Ramlethal there for now. We're gonna see if we see a character switch or not.
I'm always in favor of only using counter matchups when you actually understand that character well, versus just trying to look for the character to carry you into that matchup, which more often than not I feel like puts you in a bad position. And we saw right there. There was one moment where it looked like Mikesaftig had it, and for the rest of the game, it just had Little Hot Dogs all over it. We got game 2 here. Let's see if it changes.
Ooh. And we are seeing Mikesaftig getting a really good combo in the corner there. Despite Little Hot Dog having a really good game plan in the last round, we are seeing a very different level of mindset and play style here from Mikesaftig that is a little overwhelming for Little Hot Dog, but who knows, we are going to possibly see a bit of a switch up. But just as I say that, we get the reversal super. Very crazy work there from Mikesaftig.
Okay, good response here so far, proving that they basically did that first game to warm up, and now the corner pressure continues to mount good first. Question is how Little Hot Dog close the distance. Set up those tosses, set up those rings. Good things will shortly follow. Just gonna chip off. But it does seem now that Mike is starting to have their number.
Ooh, really clean corner combo there from Little Hot Dog there. Mikesaftig definitely not having it as in the bag as he initially thought for a second there. And the meter advantage is super good for Little Hot Dog. Not necessarily getting to use the meter just yet, but possibly in a little bit of a comeback here with Mikesaftig not using the meter to necessarily break the wall with super. Oh, both flying up into the air, but unfortunately not really getting much from it besides an air-to-air. And now Mikesaftig having just a clean corner combo, but unfortunately not getting the corner combo with the RC as he thought he was. Oh, good burst from Mikesaftig, trying not to go ahead and get caught that way.
Oh, no!
Oh my gosh, dropping down and choosing to go for the low instead. Mikesaftig making it 1-1.
That was really well done. Both bursts used expertly. The Roman cancel from Little Hot Dog nearly had Mikesaftig dead to rights, but which is not enough. Mikesaftig responds with a good burst of their own, puts that corner pressure up, and like you said, tries to deceptively go where you might have expected them to go high. No, it's a punch beneath the belt. Little Hot Dog not expecting it, and they will take their lunch money. 1-1 so far, and anyone's game.
Yeah, no, take their lunch money indeed. Which, I mean, Ramlethal is a very powerful character, so
Duel 1.
seeing her kind of go about this match the way she is, it's not like... It's expected, but at the same time, you know, Millia is not the... It's not the worst match for her to play into. It's just very harsh for her to really get back into her groove once Millia can so easily knock it out, as we now... Or not Millia, as Ramlethal can so easily knock it out, as we were seeing many uses of the newer move that was added to her in a very recent patch. You know, like, it's so crazy that the players are applicating such crazy amount of things that are brand new to these characters.
In terms of what I would see apply, it's not brand new. We saw, in fact, earlier, I want to see little hot dog apply more pressure with the grab game. I feel like Mike is doing a great job of not really being tricked out by all these ring tosses, and we're not seeing much Poke applied at all by the hot dog man. Instead, it's Mikesaftig coming up all sevens. They're looking to try to sweep this one away.
Also, it just clicked in my head. It's freaking you, little hot dog. You're the one with the whack stage music. I knew it. I knew it was you. Either way, though, Mikesaftig on the absolute offensive here, and unfortunately, the little hot dog not giving the respect to the swords, and now getting the wall broken.
Well, if you're mad at their music choice, at the very least, they're not having a good time right now, so that might be karma. BRC, you can find much of a big block string. Little hot dog spending so much time in shield. The big bad wolf's going to be able to blow that house right on down. It's a perfect to finish it off.
Yeah, no, dust just being thrown into a combo string can be such wild work, especially when you're expecting a low there. And Ramlethal being able to do so much, even given her swords, it's so rough when you're trying to actually get around her pressure. Because sometimes you're thinking, oh, she's going to go for a low or go for a high. Oh, I'm going to get exploded by sword if I choose to press a button. And then, oh, now you're getting grabbed. It's like that level of mix-ups is something that is at Ramlethal's tips once you start to get your opponent into a certain mindset. The little hot dog, not necessarily down for the count just yet. Mikesaftig still choosing to try to take as much advantage of anything right now as he can.
I love the way Mike is playing the range, this mid-range game where they are always trying to step out, but weaving in and out of that range with Millia, where it's a bit harder for her to close the distance. Does get the super, follows up with the combo, 15 hits, nothing to slouch at, but that's only going to really even up the odds.
Oh my, bruh! Flying all the way over to the corner there. This is going to be a wall break with the sword explosion. Now Mikesaftig in such a good spot. Such a scary spot that we put in though. Little hot dog, not necessarily out of it just yet, is going to get a really clean wall break here and is going to use the super meter to break the wall with the super, killing Mikesaftig and giving a chance at making this a 2-2.
Okay, so far, it's been an awfully close one. Between Loth on Mikesaftig. This counter pick though, I've got to say, eating my own words, it's been really successful for Mike so far, but now the pressure's starting to mount from Little Hot Dog's side. Maybe they can get the reads, they can understand what a whiff game plan is, but big whiff forces big damage on back, and now it's about even on up with that wall break.
That was definitely such a dastardly whiff there, doing so much damage, and now Mikesaftig having the advantage there. Oh no! Oh, tried to use the YRC to get away from Mikesaftig, not necessarily far away enough to have it actually affect anything, but despite it, Little Hot Dog turning the tides just as quickly. Not necessarily over just yet.
So close. Burst is up for Mike. Gonna be needed to use it in the right moment, but having such little health, can you even find that right time?
What a good air grab!
Wow. Mikesaftig now gonna put it all on this one game to advance to their right. Millia just trying to hang in there, just trying to fight a game for survival. It's in the corner, has the ring.
We're seeing a lot of little whiff grabs here from Little Hot Dog, and Mikesaftig has been taking huge advantage of every last one. But even despite it though, Little hot dog not getting taken advantage of there is going to be able to turn it around and now have such a huge health deficit. It's the disc out. Mikesaftig still respecting it and is using the PRC to keep the pressure going. Oh, tries to run up with the grab, but unfortunately gets immediately pressed on. Mikesaftig having such a huge campo all the way over to the wall. That is not the game, Ramlethal. You are a liar.
Great
but
air grab.
man, hot dog just not. Oh my gosh. Not being able to be in the air at all here is such a huge disadvantage for Ramlethal. Oh my gosh, but getting caught out of the air. Mikesaftig having to deal with the disc and not respecting it. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's
Anyone's
literally
getting
so close.
one burst, but a PRC is going to be the first one. And
No!
combat! Mike, from death's door, manages to pull victory from the Jaws defeat. You've earned that puppy pet, buddy. That was honestly beautiful.
Some old maids with the Kai.
Well, tried and true. Oldest, but one of the best. If the leaderboards of players selecting this character will let you know anything. Potemkin going to step back in here on the side of Joose. We saw that he played earlier up against our friend RedIAmNot, and it was not too successful. Doesn't seem to be the case here either. He sent flying through the wall.
Yeah, no, Dany is very well known for his Kai, and the fact that we're seeing it here going up against Gojira, I mean, it might just be a thing that Dany doesn't really have a lot of characters that play too well into Potemkin, and the fact that when you're up close, which is something you kind of don't really want to be against Potemkin, especially when you have so many aerial approaches that you can't really do against Potemkin. Picking Kai, I mean, what, he has bar slash and so many different approaches. If you do choose to approach from the air, which we saw a really nice air-to-air there for Gojira, which now Dany's just reveling in it. I mean, so much advantage here from breaking the wall. Something that we might see again with the first fake there. It's such crazy work.
Wow. So much damage applied uncontestedly. Just got to try to find something. Gets for the counter, gets the air blocks, but you're always playing from behind. And get that amazing anti-air from the attempted slam. Kai had them just had their number from a mile away.
Yeah, no, this is definitely something that Gojira needs to take a second to just, okay, what am I doing that's possibly getting caught out here by Dany? You're a racist?!
Dang!
Wow!
They can do that?
Okay.
That's crazy.
Gojira went there. Me personally, Dany, I ain't taking that.
I don't know, Kai.
Me personally, I ain't taking that.
Hold on.
Yo, this may be why Dany's sticking with Kai. Yo, this is the punishment round now. You call Dany a racist,
I don't know, bro. He's blonde.
Oh my
blonde,
gosh.
Blue eyes. All I'm saying is Kai kind of fits the bill.
Oh my gosh. He is not a racist. His wife is a gear.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know enough about the lore that I can say what that means. He's part dragon, I guess, but maybe he's like just. I feel like he'd be using that. I feel like Kai's low key. You don't want to read his chat logs, all right? He's got some suspicious subreddits he's on.
I mean, hey, to a certain end, we do gotta admit that Kai was a bit of a freak in the battlefield. You know, he was killing gears left and right and gave Soul a run for his money back when he was actually a gear. So it's just some wild stuff. But man, we're seeing Dany showing why Kai was the Knight of the Holy Order.
There's nothing holy about what's going on here. This is blasphemy. How much damage this man is doing up against Potemkin. Wall after wall being destroyed here. Gonna be able to find that counter, get a bit of damage on top. Now puts him in the corner, looks for the grab. That big whip's gonna cost you. Might be the entire game.
Oh my gosh! We are seeing continual burst baits from Dany here. Gojira not really having a good chance to actually hit a clean burst and keep Dany from just continuously pressing. Which, man, I mean, I don't know. When you have a loose quote like that, you kind of got to anticipate that that's going to be the beatdown you'll get against in bracket. I mean, I don't know. I mean, especially I'd be laughing. I'd certainly be laughing. Like, I maybe get distracted, but man, that was all caps, and everything. I thought that was player messaging, bro. Oh.
That's so funny, man. I can't believe. I mean, that just goes to show that you got to be careful about who you try to cancel. Kai Kisuke, very much against cancel culture, says, "You try to cancel me, I'll cancel your entire life, cancel your entire health bar. One more wall break incoming."
Yeah, no, Kai being so strong here, having the stun state initially. Oh my gosh, and Dany having the blocks on the hammer thought, hammer something. Regardless, when he does that base slam, if you do a back block, you get block broken, and if you get hit by it, you get knocked down. And both scenarios allow for a little bit of an approach there, but even still, good dragon install here from Dany, who's choosing to use it against Gojira. Gojira now it's just backing up into the corner, a little too scared to do much of anything, but gets opened up by the low. Dany going for the combo, but Gojira using the burst there and not getting burst baited. But Dany not jumping as Gojira anticipated, which, yeah, I mean, hey, I implore the try.
We're gonna plot it all we want. It's still not going to result in all too much. Dany's just not felt like they're in any trouble. El Maza está comiéndolo como el maíz. He's just absolutely eating this man up and leaving no crumbs. Potemkin on their last legs in their last game.
So I'm a little shocked there. I was like, oh my gosh, what so Spanish? But yeah, no, definitely ate him up like a piece of meal. Man, Gojira having to find so many different spaces for air, and Dany being...
Despite the fact that you don't have that counter matchup in theory, at the very least, so I don't know, how do you think Ramlethal does up against Kai Kisuke?
I mean, Ramlethal overall is a pretty decent character, but against Kai specifically, she might do a little bit better, but almost overall kind of even, especially just given the fact that Kai does have a DP, does have a projectile, so, you know, it's not necessarily the fact that there isn't a means of range or a means of, you know, kind of playing it from further away or up close. It can be either or way, and we're seeing that with Kensei here, who's now, you know, just kind of playing really well. And this is Kensei once more being one of the, you know, better Kai players of the bracket. As you're saying, one of the higher picked characters, but out of the foray being one of the this kind of just really solid Kai players. He even has one breakout I think a few times now. So, you know, he's just such a solid player overall.
It's
but man,
to
just
witness
being
the
a solid player nonetheless.
between the two, as Kensei is now second on the same character we just saw shortly ago. Dany plays so well as well. And what I'm noticing in particular is the way that they use their normals, I think. They rely on those a bit more rather than, I feel like Dany Maza weaves in a bit more, especially when we saw the overhead kicks, we saw them using a lot of that anti-air as well. Not that we're not seeing Kensei use a good amount of their toolbox, but it does go to show that there are different ways you can play these characters. Gets that amazing RC in the sky and finishes the job down on the ground. Buries Mikesaftig 6 feet under, taking that first round quite efficiently.
All gap, by the way, that is a Boehner win quote. But man, Mikesaftig just, I mean, how much can you really do against Kai when Kai is such a solid character? But now Mike taking a step back there, possibly a character switch. Oh my gosh! What is going on? Is Mike? Is Mike literally trying to like just troll around right now? I genuinely don't know what the game plan for Mikesaftig is here. But choosing to make it a mirror is going to be a very interesting match here for Kensei, who's probably not privy to this. Because playing mirrors is one of the best ways to kind of learn how to play your character. Seeing the habits of another person using the same toolkit as you, it can be like just eye-opening. But man, Mikesaftig might have to pick up a trick or two from Kensei, which Kensei's gonna have to pull out a lot of tricks here out of the book. But even still, like I said, both characters being very solid choices, and Mikesaftig playing the, I almost want to say more aggressive alternative of this very kind of like yin-yang duo of Kai and Soul. So it's like, it's fun, but I don't know.
It is interesting that he decides to go up with their own Kai rather than playing a Soul Bad Guy that we know that they're very capable on. Manages to find that last poke, actually. So Mikesaftig kind of saying, hey, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. This character is sweet. You're easy. You're baby chops.
Hey, I mean, I don't know. Mikesaftig is certainly making a bit of a spectacle. Oh my gosh, what a clean first bait there. And now we're seeing Kensei definitely feeling a little cracked up here and getting guided by even so little small poke.
Okay. Burst comes back in the corner, gets the overhead kick as well. Wall break in response, no. Goes for the dragon install instead, and that's going to be what forces him right through. 8-man combo, and also has that buff.
Yeah, no, starting out the Dragon stall with advantage there immediately. Oh, but Mikesaftig trying to PRC in with the grab, but unfortunately not getting it. And now Kensei using the Wild Assault. And oh my gosh, the combo almost killing there, but the stunned edge being faster.
Projectile war! It's a shooting gallery, and it's going to be Mikesaftig falling, I believe, at the end of the day. Wow. It's quite literally a mirror match. They are just monkey see, monkey shoot.
Oh, and a crazy DP there. Now Kensei trying to kind of just play Mikesaftig out a little bit. But Mikesaftig realizing this more defensive play style and will take full advantage of it. Kensei trying to get out of the corner. Ooh, and the corner being turned on to Mikesaftig now.
Massive damage being applied on both sides. Starting to return, it evens the odds. It's anyone's game at this point. One last combo could be the last thing we see. But you can see that Kensei having to try to find a way to move on through. Let's keep Mikesaftig up against the rope, but they're still not breaking their flawless defense.
Oh my gosh. Gotta just juggle the combo. No, dropping it, but unfortunately getting a air-to-air. Very clean there from Mikesaftig, who's picking the other character and choosing to make it a mirror match. A very crazy choice. But another crazy choice is a $50 dono from Joker, which is just one of the best staff running the breakout here and keeping the lights on and wanting these players to feel like they're working for something great, which always good to have that type of backing for any sort of bracket ever. It's just so amazing.
Duel 1.
Much appreciated, Joker. We do not play around. We don't joke around when it comes to supporting our staff and supporting these players as well. And no one quite needs any support, as we can see that they have all got plenty of damage on their own side. These are very capable warriors, and they're going to continue with this Ditto match. You got to imagine Kensei, a bit of a chip on your shoulder after losing to the character that you were playing with such great success before.
Oh my gosh, we're seeing so many different counter pokes. And now, slowly but surely, Kensei's moving towards the corner here. He's getting a really good corner combo and is going to break it with Ride the Lightning. Getting a really good advantage here and even having to deal, or obviously now Mikesaftig having to deal with the advantage and the meter gain from Kensei here, which is a really scary spot that he put in as we see the RC come out and just a simple jab to close it.
Duel 2.
What an anticlimactic way. You essentially slashing each other with lightning swords, then a slight pat on the knee is what kills you. Can you imagine? Embarrassing. It seems like Kensei says, alright Mike, you had your fun, but now it's time for you to pack up your toys and go home. RRC doesn't actually find too much against the whip, but it does not matter. The corner pressure is too much to bear.
Yeah, no, like all I could think of for a second there was the into the Spider-Verse. Putting the hand on the shoulder. Hey. Like literally getting thunder shocked. And now we're seeing Kensei making it a 2-1 against Mikesaftig. Saying, alright, well, if you want to pick my character, I'm not going to make it easy.
You've only seen part of my real power. Enter Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, this is literally like, this is for the most intensive purposes, literal gap. They're both playing the same character. You know, like they have the same tools. It is quite literal gap. But Mikesaftig choosing to go to the dark side. What? This is truly Demon Saftig. What is going on?
named for a reason. Horns and Halo both. But the question is, how do they play differently? And is Kensei ready for this type of change-up? What's the playstyle of Happy Chaos?
If you play Happy Chaos, you deserve to, you know what? Maybe it's better that certain things are not said. But Happy Chaos is a character who can do a lot of things. He can be up close, up far, up your ass, and around the corner. He just does so much, and it sucks. But at the same time, when you get into his space, you can do a lot of damage against him. As we're seeing a Ride the Lightning doing enough damage to kill off Mikesaftig, not even giving a chance to see some of the Happy Chaos Jink. Which Mikesaftig not playing Happy Chaos mainly is not going to help with us seeing a really proper showcase of the Jink that Happy Chaos can do, but that is a little bit of a kind of show of it. And now we're seeing the focus orb being thrown on, which allows for the reticle to snap on very quickly to the opponent as opposed to the kind of like slow roll it comes to. Oh, but having that counter hit headbutt there, not necessarily holding back on the burst, so not really getting the burst bait. But now Mikesaftig sitting on burst meter of his own. Oh, getting poked out there.
Combo finds the damage. Walks up, finds the grab. Has a chance to finish the job here with the super, and is indeed going to take it with the maelstrom of bullets to the face. And it's going to be Mikesaftig answering back with one game victory. And now next one could take it. This very well might be Mikesaftig's bracket run ending in front of us if they can't find a way to make Happy Chaos work.
Yeah, no, Happy Chaos, though being a choice, is definitely a very unique choice indeed. Honestly, it makes me kind of wonder if Mikesaftig is just choosing to pick random or something and making it work. But Kensei is not going to stand for that disrespect and would rather send him potentially out of the bracket one step closer to doing so. Mikesaftig literally on the ropes here. A low kick coming out there, not necessarily connecting. Now Mikesaftig having to play so carefully. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, okay, nice low block on that projectile. PRC closed the gap, and one last slash cuts down Mikesaftig's chances in this bracket. Their run's been cut to shreds.
At moments that it's unbelievable.
We'll see in opening moments whatever the flow will be. Clearly, Dany wants to start with the lead foot. The aggression. Envy has not gotten a chance to click a button that's not been defensive, but now finding their own source of damage. Wow, coast to coast, wall to wall. But now Dany gets their combo off once again, and having started things off up against that character, like you said, Millia, so squishy, liably torn apart like rice paper, tries to dodge the projectile, can't find a way to do so. Dany takes the first.
Yeah, no, Dany playing so offensively there, but now Envy choosing to want to give it right back, but getting DP'd right in return. Dany showing why, you know, Kai is kind of that all well-rounder, but Envy choosing to try to be overwhelming nonetheless.
Corner. That pressure can't be set up there, no rings, nothing. Usual game, going to be Envy who finds the hit, launches up Dany, brings them back down inside the corner. Has the wall break potential, but instead goes for the reset.
No!
But now it's been reversed, now they're in the corner.
What a good read there, but man, unfortunately not like reacting on the second of just other second of waiting.
Done. Cut to crisps. Dany is going to be able to once again show just how good this character is. Muchas gracias. I'm not sure if Envy's going to be saying that anytime soon. Probably not the happiest about that. What changes do we need to see from the Millia to have some greater success?
Honestly, just seeing Kai being played in such an offensive way, you really got to have a bit more patience in trying to stop a lot of this stuff going on, because you really can't just keep pressing. You really can't just keep letting yourself get poked continuously. You have to almost wait for all of this craziness to occur, and then you can have your turn to try to go and do all your mix-up stuff. But man, it's fun seeing Envy just coming into chat. Millia sucks!
Well,
downplaying character actively while in the middle of bracket, absolutely wild work.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Millia's gonna really be thinking for it. Maybe you want to have a bit more faith in your main. Good ring set up, finds the cross up, puts him in the corner too.
yeah, we're seeing a little bit of that patience just being shown. And just as it is, it's allowing for a lot more windows to be opened up here. And Envy, despite being dominated so heavily before, is now making such a huge and prevalent comeback now. Oh, but Dany, despite being at such a huge health deficit, no, is gonna get gotted.
Yep, the bait, and I don't want to hear you say Millia sucks ever again, Envy. Instantly finds good. Maybe, I don't know, just like negging the character is what you need to do. Just insult her a little bit, and then she'll really start to get a bit better. I don't know. Bringing out that first round, Dany seems so convincing. Envy, he tries to silence the doubters. Tries to lost thrust, and he's going to put him in the corner. But unfortunately, too many times these jump-ins from Envy is putting them in a precarious situation as well.
Ooh, Dany using the Wild Assault to for a combo, and now in the corner all the way over here, choosing to flip in. Oh my gosh! Break the wall and dedicate to it. Now Envy having to deal with that, the fact that Dany's slowly building that meter. Oh my gosh, no! Has the burst, but does not want to spend it.
Done.
Understandable.
Just trying to save it for a rainy day. Trying to save it potentially for this last. Instantly has to pop it. Unfortunate that it had to be used so early, but nonetheless, not too bad. I like to see those grabs because it instantly leads to that disc setup. Unfortunately, don't get too much mileage off it, but nonetheless, it's a good mix-up.
Yeah, no, definitely possibly could have been a back grab there to be a little closer to corner, but, you know, because that didn't happen. Oh my gosh, the DP whip there from Dany, though, giving Envy a really huge opportunity to get some big damage here.
Let's see if we can get further damage online. Pushing this guy. Gets the RC, though. Puts him back in the corner. Great positioning from Dany to keep that pressure going. Envy. Will they crack underneath it, or will they turn to the diamonds?
Oh, Envy initially whipping him right into the boot there. With a crazy whip, but just catching it all the way back and getting the burst bait on Dany. Dany probably a little astonished that that is something finally done to him.
Wow. That was quite the answer back from Envy. Seems that they answered with exactly what you requested. Patience. You understand your moments to punish, and you sometimes gotta sit and shield for a little bit longer than you might want, but at the end of the day, it's almost like fighting games at times are a turn-based game. You have to recognize that now they have the talking stick. Okay, now it's my time to shine. And especially with a character like Millia, where you have so much liability to die so early after 2 or 3 combos, you cannot get over-eager, you cannot get overzealous. Don't overstay your welcome. Find your moments and get the hell out when you have the chance.
Yeah, no, over-committing or over-dedicating to things, especially when your opponent is not going to just like stand there and let you kind of like, oh crap, I gotta pick up the pieces. Like, they're not gonna let you have that moment. It could get really scary, and Dany has definitely a lot more click-in moments than not. So Envy cannot rely on that, but we're seeing Envy at least exercising a little bit more of that patience. But even still, despite having the talking stick, now Dany holding it very, very strongly. Man, using the RC there to dedicate to the full combo, it is going to kill before the wall even gets broken a second time.
It just feels like Guilty Gear, from what I'm understanding, it's a game of statements. At ever a time that someone gets the upper hand, it's instantly balanced by this cosmic scales of justice with a destructive match from the other side. Dany did not appreciate having gone down a full round and is instead deciding to brutally punish Envy for that transgression.
Ooh, and Envy, despite being at such a low health deficit, is not willing to let up with the amount of mixes, having to have that type of tenacity to fight back against Dany, who's willing to take advantage. Oh my gosh, what a crazy gold burst!
But unfortunately, all amounts to naught, as Dany will still cut them down from the sky. Her rings have been whipped off, and her hair has been buzz cut down. It could very well be the last time we see Envy.
Yeah, no, and do you know how gold burst works in this game?
Explain, by all means.
So gold burst it's a very unique way of doing burst, because normally burst, when you're being, you know, pressed against, you can use it and it will be a big get off me mechanic. But if you do it in neutral, which in the very small pockets and windows despite characters being so close. If you do it, you can hit your opponent and you will immediately start gaining meter, which is really good. And you'll start getting back burst meter quicker, which is not only allowing for you to then do deflect shield or do wild assault, which Envy unfortunately not being able to get take too much advantage of it, as we're now seeing Dany, both players not really having burst meter, but both of them being, or rather one of them being infinitely worse off than the other.
Ooh, great counter there from that RC in the wall. Instantly changes things up, gets the reversal, puts it in the wall. Didn't use the super there to get the maximum amount of damage, but didn't have the tension for it. Hey, okay, now we just have to build it. Unless that PRC is something different, as well as the RRC, continuing that damage and just juggling him like in Circus Dole up through the wall. That's going to be an easy reverse for Dany.
Yeah, no. The thing with Kai just being able to squeeze out so much damage in all of his combos, just that last hit always feels like, for me, it's always that last little hit. But now we're seeing the setup with the Holy Order there in the corner. But man, the burst, just a little get off me attempt from Envy there, but then having to run straight back into the fire, giving Dany the opportunity to be able to set up so much and kill, making it a 3-1 Envy, getting knocked everywhere technically character, and Goldlewis, fear if you aren't winning. I don't know. There's not a lot of fear.
So far, TestYourLuck might be trying to give you something to be scared of. Starts things off with pretty solid damage. The drone, that's what I'm curious about. You find the phase through, ends up using that dash to just go right past it. But I'm expecting RedIAmNot to have a countermeasure next time around we see that drone come out. Look to see what RedIAmNot does in response. We'll find out right here. You can see that it's going to be the back dash. It's TestYourLuck making sure not to deal with those tools the same way twice.
Oh, really good grab there from TestYourLuck. Now RedIAmNot slipping in there and choosing to do such a huge damage combo. Just barely, maybe a bit of a shimmy there would have been able to give enough tension for a super, but does not matter, being able to just immediately RC in with a small jab.
Whatever gets the job done. But already I'm seeing, this is going to be the clash of the Titans, quite literally and figuratively. TestYourLuck applies a lot of pressure. RedIAmNot, not phased. Want to go stand strong. Can't find a way to get through. That's Thunderbird right on out. Instantly, though, that dash. I love how TestYourLuck is mixing up their ways of circumventing that drone.
Yeah, no, RedIAmNot kind of showing a little bit of matchup knowledge there. Nagoriyuki has a lot of different ways to get in on his opponent, and one of the ways that he can get in is through a command grab, where if he gets you, you lose a little bit of your blood and whatnot. But we saw RedIAmNot, as he was blocking that pressure, just jumping back and blocking more of it. Really great recognition there that that could be a possible, thing to be explored if it's not watched.
I mean, it's just going to continue to be an absolute slaughterfest. Can we get TestYourLuck to show that they've got some skills to back that name up? I'm sure that they're going to, at the very least, see one round win. It's just a matter of when. But continuing to move on forward, this Barbarian Vampire Raider keeping on, finding some good damage to start, but the question is his staying power.
Ooh, and here we see the Joan come out, but using the White Wild Assault to go through it. Really great choice there from TestYourLuck, who is now in the corner, getting thrown right back into it. Man, such crazy stuff now that Goldlewis can do.
Oh no!
Oh, and here comes the gun. TestYourLuck being forced to just block all of it. Oh
no! The blood drive pops at just the worst time. He's driven right into a corner. And we're going to drive your attention real quick as well to the match arena. Check it out, guys. 11 codes still left on the mark. Anyone watching this stream, by no means should you just be sitting by idly while this codes just grab up, just like we see RedIAmNot grabbing up all this free damage on TestYourLuck. But make sure to check out those codes in the match arena. And make sure to check out RedIAmNot just absolutely bullying this poor vampire. Must be Team Jacob.
that was nice. But definitely, y'all, gotta check out the match of Reno. Let these players who are playing so amazing for y'all get their earnings tonight. Man, it's already so crazy with the amount of just stuff that we're seeing, and they'll definitely appreciate it when they, if possibly RedIAmNot runs it all the way from tier to grands and home. I mean, who knows? We've seen it before, so it could happen again.
I'm really hoping it's not just a straight shot. I'm expecting TestYourLuck to bust something out. Gets a good counter at the very least off the burst. But look how much blood drive they've built up with no results, and they're never able to close the difference to find that command grab. Instead, they're just getting absolutely smacked up. A great perfect to start things off.
Yeah, RedIAmNot wanting to end this quickly, not wanting to give TestYourLuck a chance to test his luck, which I do. I respect it. It's really not something that you want to really give a chance for Nagoriyuki to start his game plan, because once he does, it's so much to deal with. But that's the great thing about being Goldlewis. You can do so much crap of your own that it makes it hard for Nagoriyuki to even begin to think to do his crap. Getting caught on the backdash there. RedIAmNot getting hit with the deflect shield, but even still, now TestYourLuck not having the burst meter anymore to do anything with it, but still having his turn just for a little bit, and it is working out pretty well here.
But the blood drive is about to be activated. Luckily manages to finish things off just before it popped. 1-1. Could very well be TestYourLuck's last showing here on the winner's side of bracket. Apparently, he's got that airbag to allow him to go to losers, but we know that TestYourLuck wants to soar all the way to grands on the side of the dubs.
Ooh, opened up by the dust there. TestYourLuck making some really good headway. Possibly going to make this a 2-1, who knows?
Nice.
And a 2-1 made indeed. I don't know who I said who knows. We definitely knows now.
RedIAmNot taking their first round loss, if I'm not mistaken, of the entire series. No, they did have that one up against the Elphelt. So, TestYourLuck manages to shake up the board just a little bit. Worth noting, RedIAmNot really didn't have the chance to find those setups that they benefit so much from of those Thunderbirds. We didn't see a single drone come out from those last couple rounds because TestYourLuck was applying that pressure so well. So RedIAmNot needs to try to find a bit more space. I feel like that's where they do their best work, is forcing those scramble situations and the instincts from TestYourLuck to see how they can evade with these extra obstacles. But still, starting off with the pressure, TestYourLuck's not going to give you a chance.
Oof, but not giving any chances to is RedIAmNot catching TestYourLuck and just knocking him into the corner immediately. Such huge amounts of damage to follow and tail. Man, you gotta be careful.
Duel 2.
Get TestYourLuck to get off one more victory. Show it wasn't just a fluke. Make it a pattern instead. Blood drive not even close to full, so you got plenty of damage you can still bring out. But that Thunderbird, once it flies through, the damage starts to soar. You can see it through that super, right through the wall. RedIAmNot has taken no damage.
Oh, really good pokes there from TestYourLuck, keeping RedIAmNot out of the air from approaching. But man, even quicker pokes from RedIAmNot, kicking TestYourLuck down to lose.
Sin, Kensei stood up on that date. Says, I thought we were going to match today.
Yeah, unfortunately not being able to learn any new tricks or possibly relive old tricks from Dany here, making it a father versus son match. But very slowly but surely, Kensei is kind of wiggling towards the corner, but Dany is getting a huge wall break combo here with the super.
Wow. Father showing son, you still got a few more tricks to learn, buddy. I'm going to take you back to school. Get you that education you need so badly in terms of how to win this one. He doesn't need any lessons, though. Kensei puts him back in the corner, finds the PRC, tries to reverse that corner positioning, but Sin now on the defensive.
Ooh, what? Dany, what are you doing?
Whiffing, getting bopped.
There is definitely a moment of just, what are you doing from Kensei there, as we're seeing Dany just continuously spamming beat driver. I mean, I respect it, but man, a quick low jab there to catch out Dany, who's just pressing and pressing and pressing. And I mean, that's something that playing Sin, you do at least get a little bit rewarded for that, but you can't get punished nonetheless.
How old was this man when he had Kai? They look the exact same age. They look like they're twins. That guy must
don't
have
don't think about it. Don't think about it. Trust.
You're right. My bad. Just like Reflective Shield, we don't.
Yeah,
Talk
no,
about that.
like since a 5-year-old, it's okay.
Looks like it. I mean, kind of crazy, but he's got the combat skills of a veteran. Going through there with his own Ride of Lightning attempt. The knockoff version, the Wish version, or you could even say the OG. He is older after all, but a good get off me on Wake Up. Tries to put the pressure down, but you can tell that Dany is not amused. Quickly going to end that attempt at resistance and puts this one up 1-1.
Yeah, no, and speaking of going up real quick, we got a huge donation from Wild Zappa. Another $50 to contribute to the winning pool here. Now bringing up to 109.75. Some crazy work from everybody supporting the Matcherino. And once again, just shout outs to the Matcherino in chat, !Matcherino. You can tap in there and go ahead and claim a donation code if you do not want to be able to contribute through more means. It's just a small means of a way for all of the players, and always much appreciated for anybody who does contribute, such as Wild Zappa and Joker earlier. But I mean, even for just all the different contributors, man, I don't even want to go down the list. We have too many matches. And as we're already trying to sit here and go through that stuff, Dany takes the first round.
Well done on that Sin, showing that they are by no means a one-trick pony. Kensei's got to figure out some new tricks, though. In terms of this matchup, Father v Son, the battle of the domestic. Is it going to be just Sin on paper wins, or is it an even keel match? What does Akai need to do to come out on top?
Honestly, it just might be kind of watch what Sin does and do as you do as Kai. I mean, Sin unfortunately has a lot of really crazy pressure tools that doesn't immediately offer the road for, oh, I can actually do something with this. Ooh, but really good grab there from Kensei. A Kai classic of getting you set up, just kind of being a bit in your opponent's head already, but Dany is not one to be pinned down.
Ooh, rides the lightning right through that wall. Gotta be this tall to ride it, I suppose, and Kai meets the requirements. Right in the corner, one more wall break, destroying this poor kid's child at home.
Yeah, no, run up and grab an immediate option that of all options, really. I mean, Dany right now kind of going up against Kensei with just a lot of aggression that's making Kensei second guess what to do next. We're seeing a bit of a shimmy there, but a good DP from Kensei to not necessarily let Dany keep running all over, but Dany getting the burst bait. Running all over, Dany plans to do.
Dear God, this corner pressure from Dany is just unmatched. The moment they start to step up, it doesn't feel like Kensei ever has a moment to breathe. It's just wall break after wall break. Dany says muchas gracias, but you just spanked your son in front of 20 Twitch viewers. You're a terrible father.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is a bit odd. Sin is quite the character, but yeah, I mean, beat up your dad. Best message
so.
to garner from this.
Well, so far, Dany with these grabs has been stringing them together now into this corner, just continuously mounting positioning power as well as just damage too. How does Kensei get themselves out of this corner? It's a question they've yet to answer. It doesn't look like they're going to find it yet either as they continue to get beaten down and busted through that wall.
Yeah, Dany setting himself up in such a good spot here. Kensei having to deal with all of that pressure and getting gotted. Man, Dany is on a just tear right now.
It's crazy they've been playing that Kai so well up to this point, and they bust out a character that looks almost more oppressive. I shudder to even imagine saying that, but it is true. They seem to be playing that Sin so fearlessly. Great backdoor, put them in that corner, and lay down the damage once more. I plant my flag down and I conquer you for Spain.
Sin loves Spain. That is my favorite headcanon now. I'm going to live with that forever.
You got
But
it. Tell everyone.
now Sin's trying to, you know, just play around right now. So understand and get a feel for how Kensei's going about the stage. But unfortunately, Dany's not getting a good read, getting pressed on with the bar slash, and even getting hit by the sigil. Tries to go for Rite of Lightning straight in the base, and does get it though.
It works!
Oh man. My gosh.
Wow, I guess we really didn't want to see that mirror match return. Dany said, "You're tired of Kai, right? I'll only let there be one on the screen. And it's going to be me, the king of the Kai, steps up to the monarch of the vampires. We'll find who's got a better edge. You see that Test Your Luck trying to play that range, and Dany maybe trying to bait them to use a lot more of those special moves to build up that blood drive.
Yeah, no.
Ow.
Now we're seeing a lot of just, you know, projectile play from Dany, wanting to keep Test Your Luck out a little bit, but Test Your Luck
PRC.
being so good at these anti-airs, being so good at controlling the area, that Dany now doing this projectile spam sees that Test Your Luck is going to unfortunately show too much respect there.
Knew the projectile was coming at the very
Ooh,
least, so they
but
could
was
keep
able to
that
get out of
together.
blood
It's
meter
done.
just
Managed to
in
get out of
time.
blood drives.
Nice.
Beautiful work. Okay, so the way Test Your Luck played that was actually amazing. Knew the projectile was incoming, so they had confirmed that they couldn't get a massive combo off of it, despite being vulnerable. And then, like you said, the massive block on at the perfect time to avoid their life being drained away. Test Your Luck, understanding their character and knowing how to counter.
Ooh, good overhead there from Dany, and now going for a full committed combo. It goes over for grab, but unfortunately gets teched there from Test Your Luck, who's playing so confident here. Oh my gosh. Oh, it gets opened up by the dust. Test Your Luck having such strong defense, but unfortunately not having enough.
Very scary situation here as you see the RC be brought through the low sweep. Gonna be one more in Dany's pocket. Makes this first round that much more intense as we're already at tied up games.
Ooh, good anti-air there from Test Your Luck, who's going to be able to combo off of it so nicely. And man, catching Dany a second time, just being able to do the heavy slash.
So low. Dany's in trouble at this moment.
Alright,
But-
YRC.
Yes.
Oh,
And
opens up
it's
with the
back.
dust?
The guillotine dunks him down. Boom shakalaka. Test Your Luck takes the first.
That is such a good amount of play there from Test Your Luck. Now Dany being in such an odd spot mentally, having to kind of be like, alright, you know, I understand how maybe I can change up the thought process on how to approach this. Because Test Your Luck is known for being a very aggressive player and not afraid to show that aggression. So it's just a matter of filling in the gaps of how to understand that aggressive mindset, and also how to get around the control that Test Your Luck is just showing right now. But that's how you get around that control. You wait for that blood meter to go out, and man,
Wow.
so much damage.
That's exactly the problem that we got to see Test Your Luck actually find a really reasonable solution for prior. Wait for the projectile to be out, and then you can actually enter that vulnerability, so that way the hit's done. Not going to affect you all that much. This time, didn't have the same luxury, and you see just how good of a player is Dany to take full advantage and optimize their combo. Goodbye.
Such crazy amounts of work here. Ooh. Man.
Oh no.
Dany using the range of Kai to the full advantage there, being able to break the wall, not necessarily kill, but Test Your Luck not in a good spot. Ooh, gets back dash on the dust opener.
Good blocks, but unfortunately these in and out, these poking wars. Dany is going to take quite a bit of damage, but Test Your Luck's going to go full offensive. They cannot give them a moment of room to breathe because the projectile's off. Does get a bit of life back with a command grab too.
Dany, you might just have to take one page out of Kensei's book here.
Ooh! Goes back in with a dash! Manages to dodge right back, picked up with the blood drive. It's just the worst moment. All that
Such a
work.
huge health comeback.
That is so unfortunate.
No.
Just to lose from your own mechanic. Tough.
That was such an unfortunate moment of the blood meter just not doing any favors. And I mean, that's just kind of how it is sometimes. You can be on a roll and then you're suddenly reminded, oh, wait a second, I have a mechanic. And that mechanic can slap you in the face.
Double-edged sword. That's what this man is wielding. Whether it be the katana or that mechanic that Nagoriyuki has. Always got to make sure to give it a lot of respect when you are both the player and the opponent. Ooh, an unfortunate eat of that projectile. Did not dash past it. Maybe they thought they did. Must have been misinput. Surely TestYourLuck didn't want to eat that chin. Now caught the corner. Blood drive nearly full as well. This is dangerous. Yuck.
Now TestYourLuck trying to play a little bit more defensively, but Dany taking full advantage of that. You know, TestYourLuck trying to be on the slight defensive but slash offensive and being reactionary. Dany taking full advantage of that is so masterful. It is genuinely like, it is unbelievable how well Dany is playing right now. But so is TestYourLuck trying to, you know, space out a little bit, not wanting to let Dany keep taking advantage of that.
TestYourLuck trying to jump with the projectile. Comes down.
Ooh,
what goes up must
clutch
go down.
shield.
It lands right on top of normals. Oh, wow.
Not having to
range.
respect it.
Finds the range that they need to stand in. He countered instantly. Goes in with the low. But now's got to be careful about that burst. Dany backs them off. Only to go with the RRC. Puts him in the corner, too.
Ooh, TestYourLuck locking in and now making it basically 1-1 for both of them, which really good spot to be in as opposed to being the 2-1 deficit round-wise.
It's definitely been the most close match we've seen on stream to date tonight. It's gone 1-1. Almost 1-1 in the rounds each single time, each round. I don't think we've seen that pattern as we continue forward, but and now focus on the present, focus on that wall break. TestYourLuck, a lot to work back.
Ooh, really great use of the White Wild Assault there to get through the projectile, but straight into the arms of Dany, not being the immediate greatest after that point.
So one more in their pocket. But given the indication so far, we've seen that TestYourLuck is very comfortable playing back from a deficit. The issue is that Dany just seems to understand each character's weaknesses so well, understand their range. Like, we saw the way they played around some of the normals coming out of Nagoriyuki, and it's kind of insane how Kai, who's much more of a dinky-looking dude, can somehow actually outpoke that massive katana.
Duel 1.
You would think that, like, you know, with how big Nagoriyuki's sword is, it would be such a different outcome. But like I said earlier, you know, it almost similarly becomes a situation, instead of it being the fact of, oh, who can be aggressive faster, it's who can be ranged faster. And, I mean, Kai's the faster Nagoriyuki when it comes to range. You know, both players can press slash, and Nagoriyuki's, like, tilting his blade about to, you know, shove it forward, while Kai's already shoving forward with just, like, a thrust.
Well, getting shoved in the body bag right now. TestYourLuck might be looking right now at their last round of the entire day. And the damage just continues to be poured on thick. Dany says playtime's over.
Yeah, no, Dany is on match point here. So if Dany's able to make it, it will be up to grand finals with the chance at a run back.
Okay, dash in. This is the low, but Dany was already up high. Managing the counter as well. It's going to be a lot of fat damage. Great grab.
Grab. Not necessarily over till it's over.
Wow.
And man, TestYourLuck showing that fact.
You talked about this before with a different character, but it's the same case here. Patience. TestYourLuck has it. They made sure to wait for that turn of Kai's we played out. and they responded appropriately. One move was all it took in comparison to the flashy 50-piece combo Kai was trying to put together. It doesn't really matter if you have the right timing for it.
Gosh.
Keeping them up against this wall.
Oh
Baits out the burst too! Oh my god! It's even up.
Test Your Luck making it a 2-2 from literally snatching a defeat from the jaws of victory there. Dany matched point in everything, and Test Your Luck running it all the way back. That type of mindset is the one that is definitely needed if Test Your Luck is to prevail here going into the grand finals. But there's one more match to decide if that's even going to be a fate to be explored.
Resilience, persistence, perseverance. 2-2. Last round here in losers finals to decide who's going to ascend to the very top. Dany's always been able to get the first blood, so to speak. Always gets the first hand, always gets the first amount of damage, but Test Your Luck, so tenacious, always able to come back from massive deficits.
Ooh, good counter pokes. Now it's kind of moving back and forth. Test Your Luck trying to look for windows to open up at, and Dany choosing to take full advantage of that window and closing out the last little gap of health.
But now they gotta finish things, and Test is never going to let you do so without a very strong fight. Dig in your heels, bare your fangs. A cornered rat is most dangerous.
Yeah, but that blood meter is definitely looking a little high right now. Test Your Luck needing to be very careful here as Dany is doing so much damage.
Back offensive, IRC. Trying to put him in the corner, walks him down, goes to the dash, but instantly the pressure is there to match. PRC on the jump in, tries to go low, but Unika had that one red. Good slash there, but it worked. Once again, approaching that blood meter, and even if you're able to get the hitbox on it, might not be worth it. Last bits of life left, can they come back? Whoa! Blood Drive to spare. The damage! YRC responds, and that will be it. One last poke to the gut, and the vampire will fall.
Gambling mentality. I just can't stop winning! Because holy, literally RedIAmNot, if anybody was just watching that in-between section there, just went and won a whole other match, and now is going straight into this match. And I mean, Dany's definitely no pushover. It's going to be a slog, but a slog that RedIAmNot is very willing to take over right now.
Follows the Thunderbird with an amazing grab. Again, whenever you give RedIAmNot the chance to use those Thunderbirds, it's just so much pressure mounted with no answer.
Gosh.
The shoulder charge and the uppercut. That's all she wrote. RedIAmNot starts off with a resounding first duel.
Yeah, no, these DP whiffs from Dany are ending in some very dastardly outcomes, which, I mean, this is not the first time we've seen it from Dany now, but man, still.
Trying to condition him to expect that grab and instead comes with the overhead. Gets the burst off, but clearly playing very far from behind. Dany's got to try to use their range properly. I think it's good clean damage off. Projectiles are good and able to back away enough for the Thunderbird to not find the mark, and now they can approach with their own. Here comes the lightning.
Very interesting choice from Dany here, playing a very unique play style that is kind of forcing RedIAmNot to not have as much freedom as he initially had there.
Okay, wall break. Managing to use that RC just perfectly. Using far more damage. Finds the poke too. I love these backdashes from Dany. Always followed up by those range extensions to really try to abuse the fact that Red does not have that range. Just like Nagoriyuki, Kai's sword deceptively long with his poke ability.
Yeah, I know, and definitely want to say it while we're still here. Dany, because he's in losers, if he does win here, still needs to win 5 whole more games to take back the entire bracket for the rest of the night. So it's going to be a lot of work for Dany to do so, but Dany's still doing so well against RedIAmNot, who have seemed to be so just oppressive with his play. And I mean, we were seeing a lot of damage coming out at first, but man, just cleaning up a lot of that work there.
It's starting to slow down a little bit. One more Ride the Lightning. Gonna put him through the wall, but still a bit more to choose. We're gonna require one more solid combo for Dany to take his first one. Super in response, not even near the wall, does not matter, just raw.
Ooh.
But a great counter. Gonna be able to shield all that damage.
Yeah, and a really good attempt there, but unfortunately for it to not work out, and even a little like PRC after combo, you know, both not really landing their mark, and that's just kind of something that Dany can take advantage of.
It's just, it's honestly quite curious to see Red fall for more than a round. I've said this before. We've said this before. The fact that you don't oftentimes see players string together multiple rounds, especially at this level of play. It's typically that seesaw, that back and forth, that scale being balanced. But Red, I'm sure in a little in between to reconsider their strategies between bouts. Hopefully he's going through new strategies to continue their streak of dominance that we've seen up till this point.
Hopefully, indeed, as we're seeing a little bit of pushback here from Dany. RedIAmNot still trying to get into the through the air, but not really getting the options or chances to. As now Dany's gonna sit here and hold down the corner so well.
Nice grab. Amazing throw. This low conditioning with those solid jabs. Unopposed damage. PRC still finds nothing. There's the grab to finally get something.
Really good grabs here from RedIAmNot, saying I can grab too.
Can't do is what he was trying to say, break through. Great defense is held up there by Dany. Ride the Lightning will finish the job. This time it does strike twice. It strikes thrice, and it gets you the first duel.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Now we're going straight into the next one. Dany getting a really good sweep there. RedIAmNot having to find some sort of game plan here or some sense of footing if he wants to have a chance to beat Dany.
Oh, wow. Right through the wall. Dany's just playing like a man on fire right now. I don't know what's changed. I don't even know how he got in the loser's bracket. If he played like this before, I shudder to think of what could have sent him in the first place. He's going to drop down the laser, but has no real pressure to actually force the damage to land.
And very great use of the FD there to get out of the pullback range there. And even more to just be using the meter so uniquely to get all the way to the corner. Man.
Wow.
RedIAmNot suddenly just raising up in so many of these moments, and even freaking Dany just setting up so well here.
Looking for the bracket reset on this match. Might just be granted to him. Dany's absolutely dominant. I don't know what fire got lit under him, but I guess he saw those donos coming in. He said, all right, I guess I got to lock in here. That's a lot of burritos at Chipotle, bro. That jaunt is going to pay for my meals. I'm trying to get all that money in my pocket.
I mean, hey, I'm definitely down to secure the bag as well. But RedIAmNot just might be in the same similar mindset. But we are on the verge of a reset should Dany be able to pull through here.
He wants those teriyaki chicken bowls from Panda Express. He wants to make sure that he gets his bread, quite figuratively and literally. You get the damage off first. Going low. PRC. Thunderbird is out. But that projectile game is going to actually go forward instead of back. I think it's what Dickinson was expecting. He went for Red Lightning one more time. Still reliable for so much damage environmentally as well through that wall.
Yeah, definitely really strong combos here for Dany, who is just continually breaking wall after wall. RedIAmNot literally on the ropes now. Dany, match point.
Even footing for the potential bracket reset. RedIAmNot at the very least has all that cushioning, has all that blubber to lay back on. But I don't know, maybe we need to slim down, chew off the fat, and start to get down to the lean meat that makes your gameplay so good. But I don't know, just we're seeing a completely different RedIAmNot, or maybe a completely different Dany. All this pressure. Thunderbird's out, looking for the grab, in danger after so much time spent playing passively. And RedIAmNot's going to put you in danger for a different reason. YRC, and they find damage off it, goes right above that projectile and begins to lay down the heat.
We are seeing RedIAmNot starting to have a little bit of pushback against Dany here, not letting Dany just have this road to a reset.
Wow.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Won't come that easily, little whippersnapper. I'm still the leading reigning champ around here for a reason. But to be fair, Dany has won 2 titles. Red only one, trying to answer back that number right now. Trying to put their name in the conversation of Breakout GOAT.
I would certainly say that RedIAmNot is the winner of last week's Breakout, so you know, him wanting to go ahead and win here is just him wanting to reinstate his current claim to the title at this moment.
Ooh, danger once again. Dany being forced to play very passive on these birds, and it's consistently putting them in a dangerous situation, losing all that meter. YRC tries to find the air.
Oh.
Doesn't actually lead to much extension though. Now Dany playing a lot better.
Getting caught in his backdashes continuously.
In the corner.
Getting opened up by the burst. There we go. Dany resetting the bracket.
Challenge me again whenever you.
Wow. Again, a story of resilience, Ducky. They've fought their way through that losers bracket. RedIAmNot has been eating from a silver spoon. His caviar, his filet mignon, and now he's got to play down here in the slums, in the sewers, where Dany's been slogging this entire time. Says, welcome to my world. We're on even footing now.
Yeah, no, such crazy play, and even crazier is the amount of codes that are claimed from the match arena. Y'all are doing so much work. The players who have already just put their code claims in, the people who have been watching, just always appreciated for that. Only 7 codes out of 50 remain, so let's try to go ahead and get all 50 of those codes claimed, y'all. So close to getting all of that done, but man, even quicker though that these matches are already expedited so quickly. What? Oh my gosh!
First online for Dany. A lot less resources in the pocket you're looking at. RedIAmNot. Damage, wouldn't be using a lot of that. RC used to put him in the corner. Doesn't have enough there for the ride the light. It does not matter. I'll break the wall the old-fashioned way. Still has that burst.
Ooh, getting opened up by Behemoth Typhoon.
No!
Such crazy damage here. RedIAmNot. Oh, I got the first!
Duel 2.
What just happened?
That was a classic moment, man. I mean, burst meter builds when you are either blocking really heavy attacks or you're on the really good offensive. And now we're seeing RedIAmNot having that burst meter himself, so he can possibly have a bit of a get off me from Dany. We might set up possibly later. Oh, and here we see it.
What? Countered. Not going to be able to do anything. Thunderbird in the corner. Beautiful pressure. Up goes for the grab instead. Just keeps trying to apply that chip. Gets him out of the corner, but at the cost of nearly half his life.
No, such crazy combos there. Oh, the jump back from RedIAmNot, unfortunately jumping straight into the stun dipper.
Trying to get that damage here. Use the gun at long range. Gotta be careful. Without do the damage. Outrange once again, though. We've seen how great Dany is at abusing the fact that this guy has just such amazing poke from the mid to long mid-range. Goldlewis, unfortunately, can't compete despite their big size. Their weapons just don't quite match.
Yeah, no match, no quarter. This is such of a hard match for RedIAmNot to kind of deal with at the moment.
Pressure.
But even still, looking for so many different moments and gets a good setup with the grab and the Behemoth Typhoon to be able to make it a 1-0. Which, I mean, I don't know. RedIAmNot can certainly run it all the way back.
I mean, it's 3 rounds, though, back to back to back. It begins to feel insurmountable at a certain point. So for Dany to just keep up this pressure for so long, it's truly impressive up against one of the best. But Dany, obviously, despite having gone through the losers bracket, me being new to the scene, is one of the best. It's very obvious if we're watching only one of their games just how fearless this player is. RedIAmNot, though, is going to require some change up in their strategy. That drone could lead to some good things to start things off.
Seeing some really good pokes out here now.
Cancel the corner. First is the response.
Now we're seeing RedIAmNot starting to play so well here. Being so patient and waiting for Dany, who's, you know, kind of trying to play with the same anticipated mindset.
Can't back him up
But
too
the
long.
Sun Dipper does get a really good opening there, and now slowly approaching. Dany continuing to hold down the pressure.
No!
RedIAmNot pulling out the gun.
The moment you back off too far, laser gonna come out too, and you gotta play this one very carefully. The elbow's gonna find you, and it's gonna knock Dany right back to the ground. The moment you double dash back, RedIAmNot pulls out the heater. You cannot give him too much space. There's a very healthy middle ground, moderation. Otherwise, you're gonna lose that range.
I see you.
We are seeing in. Really good work there from RedIAmNot. Dany, despite having such good defense, is getting absolutely opened up here. And a perfect even coming out. RedIAmNot now 2-0. 1 point away from taking it all the way.
Tragic. Dany comes so far only to be swept after the reset. Was maybe getting that reset the last of their strength? Do they not have any gas left in the tank? We'll find out now as we head to match point.
Yeah, no, Dany's got to think of something here, because going into this match, you know, RedIAmNot very much on the war plan to win it all tonight. So, man, such good patience there, allowing for all of these different windows to open up for RedIAmNot. All possibly was looking to get a bit of a burst bait there, but unfortunately was still in the middle of a tackle.
Fighting back from the corner, but RedIAmNot not really feeling the pressure just yet. Instead, Dany putting himself into danger. That roundhouse went after the projectile on wake up. It still moves through, but it does seem like RedIAmNot's very well adjusted to these combos at this point. Watch them just flawlessly.
Ooh, really great use of the YRC there. Now approaching with drone there. Dany still trying to just give so much space, realizing, oh, I'm at this much health. But man, using the YRC straight to grab, such a great choice from RedIAmNot.
One more. Here's the trick. Already so much damage there from these overheads, from the Thunderbird to back you up. One more wall break, unopposed. Can Dany come back?
Possibly half health. Dany is pretty low, but not necessarily over till it's over. Oh, and well, now it is over.
The home run. RedIAmNot